Hello everybody. Um, Today I will review Claas Axion 850 Hexashift Cebis version. I will try to talk about things that you can't find anywhere else. English is not my first language, and I will mostly read from my notes, so you have been warned. This is 2018 model and currently has 2750 engine hours. So quite a few hours in 2 years. I will start with things that have been broken during these 2 years. In fact, quite a lot, I think, but it is up for you to judge. I will start with outside. So after 500 hours or so, front axle bearing seals had a small leak in both sides, and you could see some oil inside of the rims, but it was fixed during a warranty period. It wasn't a deal breaker, you could still drive, but it was I think it was first breakdown which we had. I mean, it's not a really breakdown, but still. So next one, it is we have a problem in this model with cab suspension stabilization rods. Basically, climb up. These are these rods, if you can see, short ones. Cab has 4 of these. 2 are long and 2 are short. This rear one has broken 2 times. Its problem is with these rod bushings. They just break. I don't know why. So here you can see front one. We haven't rebushed these rods. We just ordered and replaced. Ordered new ones and replaced broken ones. Okay, so next one. Oh, and I forgot to mention that first broken rod was replaced during warranty. Quite recently, we had hydraulic pipe leak. I think it was because of vibration. It was solid metal pipe. I can't really show you. It's behind this wheel, or maybe I can't show you. Maybe I can show you. Where is it? Oh yeah. So it's this one. Basically it was long pipe, metal pipe, behind multiple wires and other pipes. So basically I saw it in 2 halves, pull it out, fixed with some hydraulic line and put it back on. At the moment everything is okay. Hopefully it will hold up for a long time. Okay, so this was quite a big one. This lift rod snapped in half. Fortunately, it was in a field, and it didn't damage too much. Basically, one rod snapped. I think it was somewhere here, and another rod, basically equipment broke this bracket in half, because equipment fell and another side wasn't holding, and it kind of twisted this arm, hitch arm, and so basically we had to buy a new rod. Rod was damaged for quite some time, because half of broken surface had some rust already. So I can't tell if it was because of some misuse, because this tractor is driven not only by me and my father, but also by workers. So we don't know. Maybe they drive through holes, some with heavy equipments, and maybe that's why it broke. But maybe also it had some bad manufacturing. This one broke after the warranty. It was, I think, after 1.5 years using. As I remember, I wasn't there when it happened, but rear hitch position sensor, this one, broke. As I remember, these small screws, I think in both sides, were loose from factory. So when that's at some point the whole unit become loose, and basically hydraulics kind of twisted it. Basically I think it went like this and broke off some wires or something. I wasn't there when it was fixed, so I can't tell you what really happened, but yeah, basically what this sensor ensures is that rear lift suspension is working correctly, and so yeah, you can't really you really need that suspension, as we have some quite heavy equipment. It's 6-furrow plow with and its weight is about 2.7 tons, and also there is Lemken Corondate cultivator, and its weight is 3.3 tons or so. so you don't want this equipment on a hard lift. Okay, so that broken hydraulic line I was talking about earlier, and air brake membrane is things that I guess broke quite often, as these things are in stock even at local dealer. So yeah, yeah, it breaks quite often. Okay, so about this membrane I mentioned. So basically, I don't know what this thing really does, but it's a housing with a rubber membrane in it, and the membrane costs 50 euros, which I got at the local dealer. But Claas really originally offers only whole package housing with membrane for 500 euros. Membrane alone costs only 50. So Claas, please fix it. Okay, so next thing that broke was one of air pipes leading that housing. One of these pipes broke, and as you can see, we have replaced it and put some hard plastic spiral guard on it, so it won't rub hole in it again, in this pipe. Okay, so I think these are all bigger breaks which we had. There are also some small ones. For example, as you can see, AdBlue cover doesn't really work. It just went in and stays there. I guess the spring in the mechanism is broke. I couldn't really fix it, so it stays as it is. At least AdBlue cover, AdBlue tank covers is tight fitting, so no dust going in there. And another thing that is broken is this toolbox slide. I think it's called that way. Basically, in the first year of usage, there was quite dry climate, dry weather, and a lot of dust went in. We really didn't clean it because there was more pressuring matters at that time, and and apparently this thing has to be clean quite often after the dusty environment, as rubber seal around toolbox doesn't really seal anything, and it's quite dusty in there. Maybe Claas will change mechanism to something else in future, I don't know. but at the moment it is what it is. And one slide costs, I don't know, if I remember correctly, 80 euros. So as that toolbox doesn't fall off, we left it as it is. Okay, let's head inside. About inside of cab. About inside of cab. Air conditioning unit broke. There was some kind of sensor which I don't know, checks how much frost has built up, and basically it didn't work, so air conditioning froze up. Some radiator, I guess, inside, and it just didn't put any fresh air in a cab. So that one was fixed, and there is telematics unit there. It's a quite nice service, but unfortunately it stopped working. A local dealer managed to reprogram it, but it still cost about 300 euros. But it's still a lot cheaper than new one, about 1800 euros. Okay, so another small thing that broke is this safety triangle. As you can see, it was glued to this metal bracket. It's stupid. It's quite stupid, yeah. But yeah, it kind of stays in there, in that position. It doesn't wobble around, so yeah, you need safety triangle. Sometimes you need it, but hopefully not. Okay. So also about body seat. Basically, it's nice to have it in folded position. It's a lot freer, more free space. But there is a problem, because there is empty inside, and as you can see, hinges are a bit broken, because when you climb outside, you naturally put your hand on here, and you basically put all your weight on this very thin plastic wall, and it just caves in. Claas should fix it, because yeah, I don't know, didn't they really check it or what? It just happens naturally. Of course, you could try to not to do this thing and not put all your weight on this folded body seat. Okay, so let's talk about some more pleasant things and why I generally like Claas tractors. Armrest and joystick is just awesome, because when you work, your arm fully rests on armrest, and hand is doesn't hang in any air. You rest all your arm on armrest and joystick. It's it's best I have seen from ergonomics viewpoint. In a field, basically you don't have to move your arm at all, because there are function buttons, so you can assign multiple functions. For example, I turn my plow with this one, F10. I raise rear lift, F7, lower rear lift, F8. Yeah, you can put some engine rev memo, as I have, F1 and F2. So it's very nice. Yeah, also Cebis monitor is big. It has great picture quality, and its placement is also great. I have driven quite new Steyr model. I think it's 2018 also, and its monitor had very bad resolution. But I think that most of the manufacturers, most of the brands will get in this year or next year the same quality monitors as Cebis. Yeah, one thing that Cebis doesn't have full isobus. Yeah, and so you have to get another one of monitors for using isobus functions. But I think eventually Claas will update it, because almost every other brand is either having it right now or will very soon have it. So okay, another thing which I really like in Claas tractors, it's steering wheel lift. You basically press with foot middle pedal, and with arm you are lifting, positioning steering wheel. It's without steps, so any position you want, of course within its limits, you can lower, and with this one you can lift it in and out. This system is great, because when you want to climb out, you just press and it goes up. I tried steering wheel lift systems in all major brands, and Claas still has the best one. It's more convenient. Yeah, okay. So also materials in cab they feel nice and not cheap. One thing that they didn't get quite wrong is rear window. It's curved, and I would like to have some sunshade fitted to it, but basically you can't really put any kind of sunshade, because the whole rear window is curved. Also, where they have design flow, is this edge here. Basically, it stays outside of cab, and there are dust build up. And what happens when you open up rear window? If you haven't cleaned this edge, all dust falls right in here. All this is dusty, and it's annoying. It's annoying. Nothing big, but annoying. Okay, I will head outside and talk a bit more about tires and power. Okay, so in front we have 600 to 65, radius 28, and in rear we have 650, 65, radius 42. I have been in multiple muddy situations where tractor belly is touching ground, even a little bit touching, but I have never sunk this tractor. Of course, mounted equipment helps a lot, so you can lift it and drive out of every of these hard conditions. But tires are wide enough, and yeah, and tractor drives quite nicely. In a heavy draft work, you can feel that the tractor could be a bit heavier, because I never had a situation where tractor lacks power. If there is some obstacle in a equipment way or something that holds tractor, it basically just tires are start to slip, even in dry conditions. So tractor base weight is about 8.4 tons. We have mounted 1 ton front ballast weight, about 1 ton. It's homemade, so we don't know exactly. We haven't weighed it, but we ordered a new front ballast weight, 1.8 tons. Hopefully it will help in a road transport with heavy mounted equipment. Yeah, and maybe it will improve some field work also. In a conclusion, would I pick another tractor? Probably not, at least in this moment. I was in Agritechnica 2019 and tried all big brand tractor cabs. And Claas just had superior feel when you sit in a driver's seat and put your arms on a control and try to feel how it would be to drive the tractor. Of course, there are some bad design in some places, as I showed you, but it's not much. And other tractors, in my opinion, had more. At least for me, some of them were deal breakers. I can't compare drive comfort to other big brands, but it's good enough, as cab has full suspension and seat is good, and frontal axle also has suspension. I hope that this video will be useful. Feel free to ask comments. Feel free to ask questions in the comments. I will try to answer them all. Bye.